Oh my god. I don't know what to say. This chapter, this chapter, it messed me up, dude. Okay, I'll say it. I took an L. I'll just go ahead and say it, even though I don't think I took an L, because I kind of think Aokiji's a little sus when it comes to him being the 10th Titanic captain, but I don't fully buy it yet.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
But that's just me. That's my personality. I'm always on guard. I'm always trying to safeguard myself from extra BS, just in case if I'm getting tricked or hoodwinked or something. But in this case, I'll just go ahead and say it. It took me a minute to really conjure these words out my mouth, but I took an L, okay? For now.
Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
For now. But also, I kind of took a dub. We're gonna talk about that later when we get on to Beppo. Oh boy. This chapter got me up at 5 o'clock in the freaking morning. Sitting here thinking, just pondering. Like, it's literally 5:06 a.m. where I am right now, and I'm so conflicted. This chapter was not only sad and somewhat depressing, not just for like Law and everybody else, but also, you know, my dignity. I can't. God. Aokiji is the 10th Titanic captain. Oh God. I don't know. But also, this chapter got me happy. This chapter, you know, with the stuff going on with Garp versus Aokiji, this conflict is just so, the drama behind it, I'm like, dude, I don't know how I'm gonna review this chapter with a sane mind. Like, I literally did one take and I was just like, nah, delete this whole thing. Delete it. I can't do this. I can't do this. Because it's like, I don't even know where to start. Well, I guess we start like we always do. Hi, I'm Vagabond Kana. This is One Piece chapter 1081. Huzan, the 10th Titanic captain of the Blackbeard Pirates. So, we get right back into it with Garp, which honestly, I didn't expect Oda to jump right back into it in the very next chapter. But then again, we are getting a break after this week, so I guess Oda said, oh, I'll deliver some mercy because you guys are, because we're not gonna get anything. Like, we keep skipping weeks. It's like, oh, 1 week break, another week break, you know? So far that's kind of how things have been going. But Garp makes a statement of how he is not really the same strength as what he used to be, which we already knew that. We already knew that he's not as strong. He's nerfed from what he used to be back in his prime. But anyways, Hibari runs over to Kobe, tries to take his chains off. And, you know, long story short, Aokiji freezes her, and then Kuzan stands off against Garp. And the dialogue between these two is just so powerful. I know my voice sounds kind of sad right now. Like, I literally just said, I just woke up. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Please cut me some slack. This is probably the only time of the day I'm going to be able to do this review. But it cuts to a flashback of Aokiji meeting up with Blackbeard, and he froze Sanwan Wolf, and you can see at the bottom, you can actually see Doc Q. I don't know if he froze anyone else. You can see that Van Augur and Katarina Devon are actually okay. But, you know, Blackbeard walks up to him, and he says, there you are, Aokiji. Why'd you have to freeze all my buddies out there? You better undo it. And then Aokiji's like, man, you're loud. I think twice about using your Quake powers. You'll shadow those buddies of yours. This is why Aokiji's power is so just crazy, dude. Because he can easily freeze you solid, and then just, honestly, one hit will bring you down. It'll just shatter you. You're dead. Which is wild. But after a while, they actually start, he unfreezes them and they start drinking and eating and having a good time, talking and stuff. Aokiji's throwing out some jokes. Well, after a while, Blackbeard says, hey, Aokiji, join my crew. And he does a little bit of convincing of Aokiji to join his crew. After that flashback, we go back to present day, where Aokiji is facing off against Garp, and he's just like, and Garp is just like, you better unfreeze Hibari. Let us take Kobe and get back in uniform. I like the way TCB puts it. It's like, get back in uniform. It's time to return to the Navy. And Aokiji's just like, you're as direct as ever, Garp. I've always liked that about you. But it's like, now it's time for me to live my own way of life. And he does this like ice ball thing. And then Garp's like, bruh, that's not gonna work on me. And I thought I taught you to live in the now. And then Garp just freaking, I think he does shave. He moves really fast towards Aokiji, grabs him by the face and body slams him so hard in the ground it creates a hole in the ground. And it's called Blue Hole. Garp, I love Garp, man. I love Garp because he's one of those straightforward, just hard brawlers. You know what I'm saying? And I like that about his fighting style. I really look forward to this fight, but this is actually kind of a heart-wrenching scene because you know how much Aokiji, like, these are two characters, two of my top 10 favorite characters of all time in One Piece. And they're just going at it. And they're fighting, and and it's like a conflict going on because Aokiji, he says, your number one protege versus your new favorite. Can you kill one to save the other? And I'm just like, man, Aokiji, don't do this, man. Please tell me this is an act, Aokiji. Like, I love you, dude. Like, come on, man. Don't do this, bro. But I really want to see where this fight's gonna go, man. I'm really feeling like I feel emotion when I see this. It's been a minute since I felt emotion. Really, when it comes to One Piece, or maybe that emotion is just the failure of my 10 Titanic captain theory. But but hey, I still got some hope, man, because I don't really think Aokiji's gonna stick in there. He might, but we gotta wait and see a little bit longer, because it's just like Aokiji is such an interesting character. He's such an interesting addition to the Blackbeard Pirates that it just makes me go like, I don't really know. Is he legit with this? I don't know. But anyways, we cut on to the scene. Finally, we see the outcome of Blackbeard versus Law, which, honestly, who's really surprised about this? It's like, yeah, Law lost. Duh. Blackbeard is basically the main antagonist, the big bad, other than Emu. But other than that, it's Blackbeard. So yeah, he wins. That's what he's meant for. That's his character. But they destroyed the ship, the Polar Tang. The submarine, they destroyed the Polar Tang, and Law's all beat up, Beppel's all beat up, and then, Blackbeard's just sitting here, he's just thinking to himself, I was like, all right, what do I do with your fruit? Do I use it? He's like, now what should I do with the OP fruit? Sell it or use it, right? Should I use it or sell it? And he's like, man, don't suppose you'd fancy making me immortal, because that's what the fruit does. And this is another reason why I knew Law was going to survive, or that Law is going to survive for now, because his fruit is so important. It can grant immortality. Law has, I would argue, a much more important role in the story than many other characters. I would argue more of an important role than Kid, I would say, because I can see more of a potential future with Law. Whereas with Kid, even though I don't think Kid's dead and I do think Kid's gonna come back, I don't see too much potential with him as of now. You can, but I don't have an idea of it. You can do whatever you want with Kid, but it's kind of hard to kind of see where his character will go. Whereas with Law, it's easier to see that potential. But anyways, and I know I pissed off a lot of Kid fans recently, but it's like, hey, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's my honest opinions. I don't see much going on with Kid. He'll come back for sure, because this is One Piece and people rarely die. But Law, we actually got a scene of Law legitimately escaping, whereas Kid, there was no escape. And the way he escaped, though. Okay, so Chopper made a sort of rumble ball for minks that can make them go Sulong without the moon. And this is when Beppo takes it and he goes Sulong. His Sulong form looks so great. And he actually takes Law. He knocks Blackbeard and Van Augur away, and then he takes Law and goes off with him. And they're like, how the heck did he go Sulong? So first of all, shout out to Chopper. Shout out to Chopper for doing this. This was a theory that has been in the works for a long time. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen like that, but it did. And this proves another point that I've been trying to make. Carrot, and I know. Oh my God, you're thinking about Carrot? Yes, I'm thinking about Carrot. Yes. This was a thing that her character was focused on. It was like, this is why she lost to Peril Sparrow, because, you know, her power mainly relied on the moon. And I'm like, okay, Chopper, who Carrot calls her brother, made a power-up for minks to go Sulong whenever they want. I was just talking about power-ups in the last freaking video. In the last One Piece video, I said, hey, Carrot's gonna get a power-up. All the Straw Hats need a power-up if they're gonna face off against the Blackbeard Pirates, right? I said Carrot was gonna get a power-up. And I know a lot of people don't like hearing this. A lot of Carrot fans especially don't like hearing this, but I personally don't think Carrot's gonna get a Devil Fruit. It's just because I'm not gonna really explain why right now. It's like I said, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I ain't in the mood, but like Carrot is legitimately like, it's the way Oda writes, and there's other ways to give power-ups, like through the ways of science, right? And this is a way, because the Rumble Balls, Chopper, he's an expert at, I would say, biology right now. And so he was able to make something that made the Sulongs go, made the minks go Sulong. And, you know, the Sulong is part of their biology. The moon and all that's part of the minks' biology. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's a power-up involving Sulong, and you can go Sulong whenever you want. So this is a neat power-up. Carrot might probably have to do a little bit more in order to get power-up. I don't know if she'll get Hockey or anything like that. I mean, I think Hockey's more likely than a Devil Fruit, but hey, I might even be wrong about that. But at the end of the day, this is a very hype moment for Carrot fans in general. Because it's like, we sat around, we kept saying, hey, look, Carrot's gonna get something, Carrot's gonna get something, Carrot's gonna get something. And during the 1080 chapters, she got, well, I mean, she didn't get this, Beppo got this. And watch, there are gonna be some Carrot haters that are gonna go, oh, well, this power-up was given to Beppo. Beppo's more important than Carrot. And it's like, don't be silly. Don't be silly. Y'all know exactly what this means. There ain't no reason to be acting brand new. Y'all know that this is a power-up for Carrot. So don't even do this garbage with y'all. Cause it's like so many people made the argument of, oh, she's only useful at a certain time of the year. Well, now she can be useful with that Sulong form whenever the heck she wants with Chopper's Rumble Balls or whatever the heck kind of ball she get, the kind of thing that Chopper made. But look, it is what it is. That argument is officially dead. It's officially dead, which I knew was gonna die at some point. So it's like, but you know, like they're gonna start reaching for stuff. It's like, oh, how could I possibly ignore 200% of what I just saw? They're going to do it. I promise you they will. They're going to do it. They can't help themselves because it's literally in their DNA to deny what they saw on the page. But anyways, no, go ahead. Look, like I said, 1088. I think 1088. If I'm wrong about 1088, then it's just like, okay, well, sometime in the future, you know, because in all honesty, 1088 is just a little fun guessing game that I do. So it's like, look, if it's 1088, cool. If it's not 1088, it's whatever. But after 1088, I'm done guessing which chapter it'll be. I'm just gonna hold out hope. And if another crewmate joins before then I'll stop. If another crewmate joins, because I'm a believer in the 10 Straw Hat theory, right? So I don't believe that there's going to be like 13. I'm not a believer of 13 or anything of this sort. So, but anyways, I talked about Carrot enough because this is not even a Carrot opium session. But this eventually led on to Beppo escaping with Law, and it says, the Heart Pirates led by Trafalgar Law were soundly defeated, a humiliating retreat, which I would argue that this is more of a respectful defeat in terms of writing. because they show Law beat up and taken away, whereas with Kid just got straight up disrespected. Straight up disrespected. Unfortunately. I mean, it is what it is. Take it or leave it, but it is what it is. But anyways, man, let's get on to the Reddit comments. Aokiji is definitely still a sword member. Saying it would look bad if Kobe escapes while Blackbeard is away read differently if you look at it this way. Plus, fighting Garp helps his cover. This is very true. Like I said, like this really could be like a trick to trick people and whatnot, because it's like, hey, look, Oda has been in a very deceitful mood recently. I mean, you got the stuff with Yamato where you say, oh yeah, I'ma join, and the very last chapter, I ain't joining. Like which I knew he was gonna do that garbage. You have the York becoming the traitor, which in all honesty, that is supposed to be deceitful. It's a whodunit murder mystery, so it's kind of supposed to trick people. That's the whole point. So I kind of shouldn't count that. But it's like, you know, he's been in the deceiving type of mood. And then we have the 10 Titanic captain thing, which I will be honest is kind of weird. I mean, if he's the 10 Titanic captain, then why didn't you just tell us this 9 years ago back in Dressrosa? I mean, it's like, because we already knew he was part of their crew. So it's not really a reveal. It's more of a confirmation than a reveal. It's like, it's not really a big old secret. It's just, oh, he's been confirmed. Is okay, cool. It's not, because like even in outside official source material, like I think it was like an SBS, they had a list of the Blackbeard pirates, and then the 10 Titanic captain was in a silhouette, and that was not too long ago. But it's just like, if it's just Aokiji, it's like, why did you wait so long to tell us it was Aokiji? That's kind of stupid. Like, what's the point in doing that? I don't understand that. But and in all honesty, I was fine with all the other surprises that Oda did, like the York situation, because York being the traitor does make a lot of sense. Aokiji legitimately being the 10 Titanic captain kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. Like things don't add up. And this makes me also question, if let's just say Aokiji is actually the 10th, what will be the Blackbeard Straw Hat matchups now? Because Aokiji, like Robin's definitely not fighting. She's not fighting Aokiji. I'm sorry. She's not fighting Aokiji. They may have had history, but she is not fighting Aokiji. I am sorry. It's look, I know I said all the Straw Hats are gonna get power-ups, but I don't think Robin's gonna be that dope. Okay. Okay. I don't think she's gonna be that amazing by the end of the story. I really don't. Or probably not even end of the story, but close to the end of the story. Right? I think the Straw Hat's gonna be strong, but I don't think like characters like Robin are gonna be like Yonko Admiral level. In all honesty, I think Aokiji is Yonko level, personally. That's just me. I said this in my top 30 video, but I think Aokiji is definitely Yonko level. I mean, like, he's a problem, man. He really is. He is a problem. It's a reason why the Blackbeard pirates would have struggled with this man Aokiji. It's a good reason. And in all honesty, I put Akainu at Yonko level. Like, I look at the Fleet Admiral as Yonko-ish level. And Aokiji, or Kuzan, however you want to address him, he was given the opportunity to actually fight for that position. So he was very much so qualified for that. And he fought for 10 days against Akainu. Akainu took his leg, but also Aokiji riddled his whole body with scars. So it's like, look, it was an extreme diff fight. They're very close. So it's like, why not give Aokiji Yonko level? Like, why not, right? But anyways, say what you want. I'm coping, right?
You are coping.
This chapter is going to open a lot of discussion on Nakama. Law is free, Beppo, Carrot, or any other mink can now go Sulong at any point of time. So, okay, of course, I don't think Law is joining the crew. I think that's kind of silly, but you know, but yeah, minks can now go Sulong at any point in time. As you can tell, I only read this comment because he mentioned Carrot, obviously. But at the same time, you know, it's like, yeah, I mean, Carrot was always on the map, because it's like this girl's story, this girl's entire existence as a character is so unfinished. It's so unfinished. It's like, it's distracting. It really is. And in all honesty, those trying to push and say it is finished, I think those people are mentally insane. I'm sorry. I think you're freaking insane. I'm sorry. Because it's like, who the heck looks at something like that? Like everything that Carrot has gone through and says, oh yeah, this is completed. You're crazy. You're freaking insane. You're insane. There's no freaking way. Cause I would do the same thing if it was a character I hated. I would do the same thing for Yamato. I did do that for a short period of time. But yeah, I did do that for until she decided to stay at Wano, and the reason why she stayed at Wano was there. Then I was like, okay, that makes sense. Cause like at first they gave us a BS reason that was a lie. And it was like, oh, it's just so I can run around like Odin. But then it became something else. It was really truthfully that Momonosuke wasn't strong enough. And I was like, okay, that makes more sense. That's more logical. That's more completed, right? Whereas with Carrot, it's just, oh yeah, just become the ruler just cause potatoes, you know? So it's like, I don't see how anyone who's sane can look at that and go, oh yeah, that makes sense. No, it's freaking stupid. It's horrible. Like, what are you talking about? Oh my God. Kuzan has the connection to Nico, Robin, and Ohara. Yes, that is true. I'm pretty sure his goal is to find out more about the Void Century. He thinks his best bet is to side with Blackbeard to learn more. He might also be trying to keep Blackbeard in check. That would make a lot of sense. That's what I'm saying. It's like Kuzan is hyper sus. He's hyper sus. It's just like, and things don't add up because it's like I said before, Kuzan is not fighting Robin. He's not fighting Robin. So it's like, we're gonna have to swap up, like, and like I said before, I think I said this, we're gonna have to do like a what if scenario of if he is legitimately the 10 Titanic captain who will be fighting alongside Blackbeard against the Straw Hat Pirates. Who will he face off against? I'm gonna give him Sanji and above. Sanji and above. Because you ain't fighting nobody else. You ain't fighting nobody. Sanji and above by the end of the series. Right? Because it's like, but it's like, I believe that Kuzan is stronger than Shiryu. I think Kuzan is stronger than Shiryu. So Zoro is Shiryu's opponent. Nah, see, things don't add up right. It doesn't. There's a lot wrong with this, and I don't buy it. I'm coping. I say I don't care. I'll cope to the end, god dang it, because it's like this don't add up. But anyways, the comment after that says, actually reasonable to be honest. Blackbeard is gunning for the world government and also wants to turn the whole system on its head. But instead of being controlling and wary of pursuing the Void Century and telling his crew what they can and can't do, he just says, join my crew and do whatever you want. I think Kuzan realizes that Teach is his best bet for learning what he wants to learn and getting back at the ugly, twisted world government he finally saw. And maybe he understands Blackbeard is actually capable of taking him all the way to his objective. I'm 100% convinced Teach will kill him in the endgame though. That's what I'm saying. There's so much going on with Teach and Kuzan. I'm so interested in Kuzan's story, man. And I really do like Kuzan, man. I really do. Aokiji is one of my top 10 favorite characters, as I already said, man. And I gotta see where this man's gonna go. I really do. Okay, that's it for the Reddit comments. I did not go on our pirate folk this time because I actually wanted to see like people have actual opinions and stuff instead of just memes. But yeah, no, this was really fun. This chapter is so freaking good. It's got me conflicted, feeling different types of emotions. I mean, god dang, Brago streamed for like 11-12 hours maybe. God dang, man's crazy. I don't think I could ever do that if I ever started streaming. I'd be done in like the first 3 hours maybe. But I tell you what, man, this is crazy, dude. This chapter is something else. And I gotta say, like, oh, also the man with the burn scars. Who do you think that is? I have no idea. Like, he was stated in the chapter to make whirlpools. Now, I think we did see a whirlpool at the beginning of Egghead Island. So was he there? I'm trying to see if I can correlate some type of connection. But perhaps, I don't know what I'm talking about. Some people are saying dragon, some people are saying other characters entirely. But as I said, One Piece is getting crazy. And keep in mind, this is another chapter without Luffy. Like I said, if we go back to Egghead Island, it's going down. It is going freaking down. The Blackbeard pirates are there. Now we have to keep in mind, Fuzan is currently at Hachinosu. right? So the only characters that are not present are Lafitte and Katarina Devon. So it could be just them headed towards Egghead Island, or it could be Blackbeard and his crew that was at Winter Island that just defeated Law that could be headed back. I mean, they're free right now. They could be the ones headed back, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'm guessing that's going to be Blackbeard, because I think that would be more crazy and more interesting if Blackbeard himself went to Egghead Island, because his business is done, as far as we know in the story. Whereas with Aokiji and everybody at Hachinosu, they're supposed to guard the island, so it makes more sense for them to stay. Whereas the people outside doing outside work, probably makes more sense for them to go to Egghead Island, unless if Lafitte and Katarina Devon went off to do their own thing. But anyways, I don't know what to say. We're getting a break this week because of Shonen Jump, but I really am looking forward to getting right back into it the week after. Oh man, One Piece is so freakishly good right now. It really is. But anyways, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Come and join the Vagabond's journey. I think I'm gonna have to talk about this a little bit more. And I don't know when, but this chapter, it deserves some attention. Just saying. We need to discuss all possibilities. Man with the burn scar, Aokiji versus Garp. What do you think is going to happen to Garp? What do you think is going to happen to Aokiji? What are Aokiji's true motives? What do you think is going on? Where is Blackbeard now? What's going to happen to Law? Sulong Beppo? Holy crap. So much. So very much to talk about. But anyways, guys, with all that being said, Vagabond gone.
Coping,